Have you ever wondered why Germany declared war on the United States during World War II when they didn't have to? Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941 brought the US into the conflict, but only in the Pacific against Japan. 4 days later, Germany made the unexpected move to declare war on America as well, pulling the US into the European front, a decision that ultimately made things harder for Germany. So why did they do it?
Not everyone in Germany was on board with the decision. In fact, Joachim von Ribbentrop, Germany's foreign minister, advised against it. The alliance between Germany and Japan didn't actually require Germany to jump in unless Japan was attacked, and Ribbentrop believed that without being directly involved in Europe, the Americans would focus their attention on Japan in the Pacific. This would mean fewer American supplies going to support Britain and the Soviet Union, two of Germany's biggest adversaries.
But there was one German leader who saw things differently: Adolf Hitler. He believed American involvement in the European theater was inevitable. The U.S. was already supplying Germany's enemies, and plans for potential American involvement in Europe had recently been leaked. So, from Hitler's perspective, it was better to take the lead, declare war, and try to maintain some control over the situation, rather than waiting for the U.S. to make the first move. He thought this would help Germany keep the upper hand.
Another reason Germany declared war was that they hoped Japan would return the favor by attacking the Soviet Union, dividing the pressure and forcing the USSR to fight a two-front war.
But the Japanese were not interested in opening a northern front against the Soviets. They had their hands full in the Pacific against the United States.
Japan simply didn't see any reason to engage with the USSR at that time. Additionally, Germany's leaders thought this declaration of war would push Europe's neutral countries to choose sides. Countries like Turkey, Sweden, and Spain had economic ties to the United States. But if the US was officially in the war, those countries might turn to Germany and its allies for trade. This could lead them to align with the Axis powers. While this was a somewhat desperate hope, Germany's leaders saw it as a possible way to expand their influence. Finally, Hitler and other German leaders thought victory was just around the corner.
Germany had seen a string of early successes, and by the end of 1941, their forces were deep into Soviet territory.
They genuinely believed the Soviet Union was only months from total collapse, which would free up troops to defend against any American offensive.
This miscalculation, however, would prove costly.
With Germany's declaration of war, President Roosevelt made defeating Germany the priority for the United States, which would lead to a powerful alliance between the US, Britain, and the Soviet Union against the Axis.
In the end, Hitler's decision to declare war on the United States turned out to be one of the most critical and disastrous moves of the war, accelerating Germany's eventual defeat.